We can go live now. I mean, whatever.
Yeah. Welcome Atlanta United family here. Another week, another episode of Resurge the Spike ATL with FILA Sports Podcast. If you have not yet subscribed, go follow us on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook. There's our social media platform. I think they were in the back, but since there's three of us now on here, they're covered up.
Trust us,
But
it's there.
it's there. Yeah, it is. It really is back there, but it's just covered up. Getting into the first subject, here with James and Tommy, I want to get your guys' opinion on what has been the announcement today that Atlanta is getting is one of the cities that is going to be hosting the World Cup.
Let's go. Like, it's
electric.
It's awesome. Yeah. I mean, I think we knew this was coming, right? Like, I loved all the radio guys like playing it cool. They're like, yeah, we're gonna all be at Mercedes-Benz just in case they get announced. Like, all right, come on, we know it's coming here. Like, let's just stop playing stupid. Like, it's gonna happen. Felipe was like the only one that was like, yeah, come here, we're gonna celebrate. We're gonna have a party here tonight. Like, we're not stupid. It's coming here. But now the question is what big game are we gonna get? And I gotta imagine it's a semifinal.
Yeah, I think new Mayor Dickens said we're gonna shoot for a final, but no.
I
think quarters are a lock though, and then semis is probably what we're looking for.
Yeah, realistically, the biggest game I think will be a semifinal. I don't know. There was something going around about the FIFA limit for a World Cup stadium was like 80,000 for the World Cup final or something like that. So I mean, there's only certain stadiums that were or cities that were picked out that have that capacity. One of
New
those
York,
being SoFi Stadium.
Yeah. That stadium's sweet. Like that's one of my ones on my list to go check out.
Realistically, let's talk about that. Who gets that final? I think LA gets it, man. I think LA.
If you're looking for beauty, then you're going to LA. Like there's nothing that's more.
It's the most expensive stadium in the country, man.
Damn it! I hate this guy. Man. Should I get my? I don't have my Jurgen Damm jersey anymore. Shit.
Yeah, you don't have.
Oh man, I forgot the flex. Hey, we are that city for all you Nashville, Orlando. Charlotte wasn't on there because they're the babies.
Yeah, Ohio.
How you feel, Tommy? You holding up?
I do. I mean, when I found out that the bid was actually for the Bengals stadium, I was like, "There's no way! Like this stadium's run down." But then, like when I looked at the Cincinnati one, like it's a beautiful stadium. I've been there twice, but it's small. It is. It's nice because you could literally walk from the top of the stadium to the bottom, like within 2 minutes if you wanted to. But it's just realistically, it's just not big enough. So I mean, I was just playing that if I do go, I'm just gonna come to Atlanta for the game, hang out with you guys.
I'm sure TQL will get plenty of Gold Cup and all of that over the years. So
yeah.
Oh, we've had Gold Cup here
and U.S. Nationals and U.S. Nationals team.
Yeah, that's their home. So
yeah,
we're the home of the U.S. soccer out here. Quick story about Gold Cup, but this is really just going to get off on a rant. So they had a double header here in Cleveland once. So I remember the first game, it was like Panama, and I had been drinking for probably 3 hours before the game, and I had no interest. But I got to the game, and Panama was playing, and we started changing the words from "Oh Canada" to "Oh Panama." And my wife was really embarrassed by all my idiot friends. We were pretty loud. And then we turned around, and I'm pretty sure there were three guys with Panama jerseys behind us, like just staring us down. I was like, oh, this is a mistake.
Yeah.
So now I love Panama. Panama's like my second favorite team because they have the best national anthem that I've created based off of Canada's national anthem. And that's my rant. Thank you.
I remember watching Mexico in the Georgia Dome during Gold Cup, and that was a lot of fun.
Gold Cup's fun.
Oh yeah. The doubleheader.
Josh Simmons is saying over here. I don't know if any of you guys were actually watching it on Fox Sports, the announcement, and yeah, they had Jonathan Osorio beside Pulisic and Chuka Lozano in there, and they were asking, you know, Osorio who's the best, and then he brings up the stupid comment, the one that ended up first in the elimination in the qualifiers. Like, come on, like seriously, you really gonna like brag about that? Come on, bro.
That's like the Zoom meeting with McTominay in it, and he's like, "Who invited my man?" It's just, I don't know. Sora's all right, but Pulisic and Lozano, that's different.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's just Canada for you.
There's a reason why he's still like in MLS and the other, or you know, in Napoli and Chelsea. So
yeah.
I mean, no hate on MLS. I mean, that's not the reason. I'm just, you know, not down in MLS or anything like that. But you know, yeah, I mean, overall, you know, for the city of Atlanta, I mean, it's big. You know, one of the few cities that have hosted a big, you know, tournaments like the Olympics, you know, FIFA World Cup, a Super Bowl as well. You know, it's a big city. I mean, it's as simple as that.
For the economy, though, like it's amazing. Like you look at cities that have like 2-day events. So like out here, I mean, we had the NFL draft, the NBA All-Star game, like, and they talk about how much money was. Look what happened to Atlanta when they lost the All-Star game. Like, not trying to, you know, throw that back in the world, but they did. They lost the All-Star game, and like bars and stuff were absolutely devastated. Especially it was like right after COVID was starting to get better, and like these bars were hungry for cash, right? Like. So this is like you're having a whole month event in Atlanta. So like just economy wise, I think like that's probably like the least going to be the least talked about thing because it's like not as the fancy thing, but like for your city, it's just absolutely amazing that you're going to do just for all the bars. You're going to see probably more things, and you're going to just see money get thrown in. And we were talking about it on 30 South, like Marta, you know, the traffic situation over there might finally get fixed. I mean, you got 4 years to get some of that stuff fixed. So you're going to see a lot of money thrown into the city, which is just awesome for you guys.
I mean, I've seen the same highways being built for like 10 years.
Hey, I was actually going to get into
I don't know about that.
James, you're the only local guy here, man. And you know, touching with that, you know, hey, man, it's the same here. It's the same thing here. Trust me, there's a road that's probably a good 10 miles long, and same thing, man. It's been seriously 12 years, and they're not even halfway done, and it's ridiculous. They're just extending it, you know, to, you know, extra lanes. But I mean, seriously, I mean, for the city as well, like what do you think, you know, is going to be the most impactful thing other than, you know, the sporting aspect, you know? Is it going to be the small businesses? Is it going to be like what specifically, or not specifically, but what's another thing that's going to, you know, that Atlanta can take advantage out of this, you know, being a city that's going to host the World Cup?
I mean, just in general, I mean, your hotels, your airports, I mean, the bars, small bars that maybe have survived throughout COVID. They've been really looking for a push that got devastated because of the MLB All-Star game leaving. I mean, they were really banking a lot of that. So if they could stay alive for 4 more years, I mean, it's gonna be a nonstop, you know, party the whole month that's going on. So you know, you'll probably see. I mean, at least they did this here in Cleveland for certain events. You know, they extended hours of the bars to be open more, to increase their revenue and keep people partying and spending money in their city. So you're just going to see probably a lot of that go down because they're going to want to maximize the profit of what they can here. And, you know, the hub's going to be there, right? I think that's what they said, that the hub for the World Cup's going to be here. So that's even better. We were talking about earlier, like, you know, they'll probably do it at, you know, Olympic Park. So, I mean, it'll be right around the corner. So you're going to get tons of people just wanting to come see that. So just tourism will be crazy. Everything's going to be insanely expensive. So, but it's going to be fun.
And also, isn't that the report that the grass is coming in February?
Yep.
So we'll have a little bit of Atlanta grass, but I don't know. Grass doesn't seem sustainable, and to the point where you can get like that fantastic grass in that stadium for all those years for Atlanta United. I knew.
Yeah, we're actually touching on that with that subject as well. Like, and I asked that, like, you know, if it's gonna be something that is just temporarily or you know, or long term. And yeah, realistically talking, I mean, they're not gonna be able to maintain something like that unless they invest money. I mean, the money is there, but it's just, I don't think they're gonna go through the trouble of having to, you know, just renew everything, you know, because I'm pretty sure they're gonna have to do a lot of work into in the stadium inside, you know, to be able to maintain like actual grass in there. So,
and it's harder to maintain especially when you have other events there throughout the year as well. That aren't. Yeah, I mean, even football, but like, you know, football, especially on grass, I mean, they screw the field up pretty well. And then, you know, then when you have your random concerts or monster trucks that come in, I mean, it's all that it's hard to maintain it. But when you have turf, it's a little bit easier to maintain and be able to keep it throughout the whole process. So I don't see it changing. But I mean, the only other people are going to be on that field probably from February until World Cup is just going to be Atlanta United.
Yeah, I mean, well, what was I gonna say? I feel like turf is gonna be more and more. I mean, they're obviously gonna keep researching to find better turf, and by 2026, who knows? Like, turf could be on that level or being better for athletes. So I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. Never know.
Hey, I just want to flex again.
Okay.
We that city. Hey, going back to Tuesday though. How about that performance in the American Family Insurance Cup though? What do you guys think of that?
So I don't know, like I'm gonna have a drink for it. I have this thing that I bought. It was it's called the Canley Cup. So I've been saving the drink out of this for something important. So it just goes on top of the beer and it hopefully clicks on. And I'm gonna have a drink to the American Family Insurance Cup champions, guys.
Hey, cheers!
There you go. And we both got our stadium
on this thing. I haven't drank out of this thing in years. Oh, there's so much dust. But it was worth it because we won the trophy, right?
Sure.
Hey, for real, that was a good game, man. Seriously, I know I have been like kind of doubting, you know, the performance that they were gonna put in coming into this game. But man, I was impressed, you know, with the first half, with the second half as well. I mean, overall, you know, it was two different teams, you know, each half. You basically have your starters throughout the whole first half, and they put up a solid performance. You feel like, you know, there was more that could have been done. Joseph missing like 2-3 shots that were, I mean, Vintage Joseph would have put those away. He would have easily had a hat trick in the first half. But you know, the fact that he was there though, you know, making those runs, he was distributing the ball well. I mean, we've seen that before, but the fact that he was physically there more than he was in the past 6 months or however long the season's been. I think not 6 months, like 3 months, 4 months, whatever it is.
Feels like 5 years.
It really does, man. It really does. But I mean, going into, you know, this game, you know, you're off 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I felt like the intensity was just gonna be low. Pachuca really wasn't there, you know, the first 30 minutes, and they started pressuring, you know, it was, you know, constant loss, you know, losing possession of the ball for Atlanta United in their own half. But I was impressed.
They're in their preseason. We gotta remember they were in their preseason. And, you know, I mean, I think they played a lot of their better players in the first half, and kind of like how we did, played a lot of their bench guys and maybe some youth guys in the second half. But you liked it. I mean, it was nice to see it. Oh God, you know, that's sarcasm right there.
Yep.
But his next comment, Rocco's Rios is overrated. Pass it on. I mean, I guess just saying it, I passed it on. So you're welcome.
Just wait for Noah Cobb should be starting and then that'll complete it. But I mean, yeah, Noah Cobb and McFadden were very good. That's kind of, I was more excited for the second half to see those guys. Then who got that assist on Dom's goal? I forgot his name. It's
I'm not sure who it was.
Start with the F, I think.
McFadden or who?
No, it was. I don't have my twos knowledge. I don't watch them very much.
Fortune.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
he was very good.
Sylph pointed it out here.
The twos are unwatchable, man. Like I can't watch the twos game,
exactly.
But like I tried to watch it once. I was like, I'm gonna watch the twos. Like this team is obviously that team is not meant to compete. It's just there to keep players like trying to figure out the system, like have the system of what they want to play in. But like twos are unwatchable. But like that was fun to watch. Like it was interesting to see them play. And I think that just in the long term, most of those guys have never played at the Benz before. So that's obviously very important to get that under, their wing, having a game there. So I liked it. I mean, I know people, when they saw that they were going to play two halves with two different teams, people were like, "Oh, this isn't even a real game." Like, this, it's why are we even having this, and glorified scrimmage. Like, okay, cool. Like, I mean, obviously they threw a ton of money into the celebration of the trophy. Got fireworks, WWE style out there, and but like I think it was just important for the team overall. It was important for, obviously, I mean, you saw Wiley have that giveaway in the first half, and I think that's important. That's a learning experience for him as well, right? I mean, he's still young and he hasn't really played left back at all season. So, I mean, that gave him an opportunity. So it just, I think that overall it really shows that what the academy is doing is working. You got some guys, I mean, we've already been seeing guys been consistently coming up. And I think that we've got a very large group of players that could make the jump here in the next couple of years. And yeah, Cobb, I absolutely. You just saw a lot. I like what I see from him. And, I'm curious what happens for the future because, I think we all expected Miles Robinson to be out, right? Like at the end of this year. And I don't think that's going to happen. I think Miles could be here for, a potential 2 more seasons. I mean, maybe next season. Mm-hmm. And if he completely does, kills it after his recovery, maybe then he could still get moved on. But this injury could possibly, I don't want to say make Miles a MLS for lifer. But we saw what Walker Zimmerman's here for life, right? Like he's not going anywhere. So I'm just curious to see how this injury changes his career trajectory. Can't talk today. But like I'm interested to see where he goes in the future now because, I mean, he was out. I think everybody knew he was out after this, after this season. And now it's like, what happens next year? Do we pay him more money? Like I think Zimmerman's a TP, right?
Yeah.
Like, I think they just made him.
He got the DP contract,
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with him. I mean, I don't like defenders being DPs at all, especially when his name's Franco there for a little bit. But I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what happens because if Robinson stays, then that changes your whole future of who's going to be the next, center back. You got. I mean, obviously Deshaun's not the long-term answer, but Campbell. Yeah. What happens with Campbell? Cobb's obviously going to want to start seeing some time. I'm sure we're going to talk about it here. We're signing somebody with 4 names. So I mean, we've got guys coming in, right? So it'll be interesting to see just next season what does our center back pairing look like.
I feel like Miles would be more comfortable staying after injury because Walker Zimmerman's a lock for Qatar and he's still in MLS. So I mean, that's a lot more comfortable than trying to force yourself into Europe and then get relegated.
Yeah, something that I feel like is one of those positions that you really don't have much competition. I feel like as opposed to a number 9 position, 10, a creative midfielder, your wingers, those are positions that at times are more you have more options, but center backs, there's rarely any cases where you have 2-3 guys in the same team that are just in a outstanding level. It's Zimmerman and Miles, they're both playing in MLS and they're starting center backs for the U.S. men's national team. So you know the quality of these guys is proven, and the fact that they're playing in this league, a lot of people just kind of look down on that, and it's I don't know. In my opinion, I mean, it's kind of stupid to judge, whether a player plays in China, Europe, wherever, here in MLS, if they have quality, they're gonna show it anywhere. But yeah, with Miles, with the injury, I don't know, man. I definitely, I'm there with you. He's gonna be here for a while. I think that whole Europe thing, unless he just comes back and is even better than what he was, before he got injured, hey, which it will be great, man. Atlanta United will be getting a good offer for him, and hopefully, and down the years.
Yeah, and I think our argument all this season and all last off season, right, was that Miles needs the play time to stay into the World Cup. If he got transferred somewhere, he could be sitting on a bench somewhere, right, not playing. And I think that was why the case was stay in MLS, Miles, stay in. Yeah, Alan Franco's not going to be here next year. I 100% agree.
Yeah.
If Miles is staying, you've got Campbell, and then you got Cobb in the waiting. I just don't. I don't see a space for him. And Heinze guy, that was the 13th choice of who he wanted. So yeah, I agree. We'll make some type of
still
no. Jesus Christ. But yeah, I just don't. I see a future of just and it's a cheap option, right? If it works out, Miles. I mean, obviously we probably signed him to an extension, you would think, to keep him here longer and make sure that we don't get screwed on his contract running out. You might see an extension of Miles, but then it's got to be cheap to have a Campbell, Cobb as your second guy, as long as they're obviously effective, and that's a great place if you could save money anywhere on this roster, and maybe move it into a winger, or a defensive midfielder to take some of that extra money that maybe Franco's getting paid. Just all the better for your salary cap.
Hey, speaking of that, we're gonna go into the transfer rumors, that we've been having as of late. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen this as well. There's been a lot of speculation on goalie and a center back. Let me actually pull it up because I forgot exactly the names.
Raul and Juan. That's the first name.
Yeah, I just call him JJ because both of his names start with a J. Yeah, but we're just gonna call him JJ Parada. Yeah, he's according to Cesar Luis Merlo, which he's
legit.
Apparently, yeah, I mean legit. I mean he's pretty legit. Tigres have loaned Parada to Atlanta United for 18 months with an option to buy, but there's a clause on the contract that says that if he's needed back at Tigres within the first 6 months, that he will have to go back. So I mean that's something interesting for both teams, because I don't think if he's needed back at the team, I don't think, or if I don't think that Tigres were in a position where they didn't think that he was qualified enough that they were just getting rid of a player on a loan, and then maybe if he breaks out on the team that he goes to, he gets sold. But with Tigres basically pulling that clause, I feel like they know that the kid has quality and that he can prove that, and maybe they're able to get money off of it. Like I said, eventually, if he's able to break out with Atlanta United and have good performances. But it I feel like it's interesting. He hasn't really had many minutes in the first in the first team. He's a young guy. I think he's like 23 years old. So I don't know. I really don't know
high reward.
I don't know what to expect, honestly. I really don't.
I feel like we don't need him after 6 months, in my opinion. He's just that Dijon filler for this season with Robinson.
Isn't he tall?
I'm not sure.
I believe he's like 6 feet. I mean,
isn't tallness what we've needed against these corner kicks? Isn't that what you can't teach tall?
Man, and going back to the game that we're talking about, man, don't you guys feel like the second half we defended set pieces better than we did the first half, or better than we have?
They talked about that on the post game. Someone made a comment about that.
Yeah,
and Jason Longshore discussed it and said the quality of the corners were way less. Obviously, because the talent was way less. Yeah. And if you go back and look at some of those, I mean, I mostly tuned in on the second half. I found an illegal stream on YouTube. Thank you, Mexico YouTube. But like,
I was watching that too.
I couldn't watch it here. But like, the quality was way down. I mean, it's like, it's almost like twos versus twos in there. But I don't know. I know they were talking about, I mean, maybe we need a taller player to help out with it, but I mean, we've definitely seen some corners where just people are out of position in general. So I don't always fall for that. We just need a tall guy. I think we need just to be able to cover our guys a little bit better. But I don't know. Should be.
And is Raul the tallest keeper in Atlanta United history at 6'5"? So.
Oh,
Raul Gudinho. I think is his last name. I mean,
what, 6'4" or what is he?
6'5". Guzan and Can were 6'4", I think. So.
I mean, with him, I mean, there's speculation about Gudinho's 6'5", yeah. I mean, he's a free agent, coming off of Guadalajara, Chivas. So there was speculation about him getting some offers as well from Saudi Arabia, I believe. I don't know if that's actually true or that's just talk, just to pull leverage, for him to get a better contract, knowing the fact that Papa Boca's
got money.
Papa Boca's gonna pay that money. I don't know, man. I mean, I'm just speculating, but I mean, we all have seen how kind of this sort of stuff plays out. There's other teams involved. There's gonna be a lot of cash involved for Atlanta United eventually. If we actually do end up getting him, I mean, like I said, there was more confirmed information about Parada than Gudinho at this point, but we're just seeing how this is gonna play out.
I'm happy if these moves, like if we're ready for these moves, and they're like, I don't know what the rules are. I think they could practice with the team before that they actually are technically allowed to play. At least my understanding, because I think we've seen some guys practicing before the window opens. But like, I think this is, as long as they're not rushing it. But like, if they're finding their guys right and they're ready for July 7th, I think they got a game like a couple days after that, like on the 10th or something like that. Like, we need guys now, and if we're going to compete, we need to get our guys in now, because the only guy we're getting back pretty much before the transfer window is Almada. And I'm sorry,
Gutman is
Gutman's not going to be back, and Gutman's not going to be back until like late August, I think.
He was 3 months from late May, right?
God damn, dude! I thought he was only like a month or two. Man, I don't know. I just kept. I've literally lost track of like how long each player is going to be out for. Seriously, with so many damn injuries.
Yeah, I mean, so you're not getting many guys back. I guess and we could talk about this in the next game, but Eric Lopez is not coming back. He's gone. He's not coming back. God, he comes back.
There's no way we're going to drop $500,000 on his salary, just to either have him ride the bench. Nah.
No, he's going to be out. He's one of the examples of where when you have a Arthur Blank as your sugar daddy, that you can get rid of him for nothing, and it's I mean, look how much money they just have lost in Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. Like, this is like a drop in the bucket compared to those guys. So I don't think if they could just clear the spot and possibly sign a U22, then cool, but. Yeah, it's not.
James, I want to ask you about how the attendance felt, because I know you were there, and a couple guys here from the chat as well were there, and they announced that the the attendance was over 30,000. Like, what are your thoughts on that, man? Because I know Euro was there, and what was it really like? I mean, was the stadium even a quarter full? I mean,
it was better than I thought, at least. I mean, there were some empty rows, like entire rows. I mean, the 200 sections were empty, but down in the lower bowl, it wasn't too bad. I mean, it's probably like 75% of the recent games, of the full games, I feel like, because those have been empty as well. But it was the first time from the other side of the stadium that I could hear the megaphone from the dude in the supporter section. Like, I could never hear that before, and then I don't know. I heard him like the entire game with the megaphone, and I mean, when we scored goals, it was loud. It was a nice atmosphere, but it was just a slow day as usual.
Yeah, we have a comment here from Matt. Is it
Babcock?
Yeah,
that was good.
He's saying, not gonna lie, the atmosphere was pretty jacked considering the numbers. I was actually hearing it on TV, and I mean, I'm pretty sure obviously they had the microphones close to the supporter section, but I mean, it did sound like they were into it. I mean, given the fact that you scored 5 minutes into the game or whatever it was, that definitely helps a lot.
Yeah, and he was also talking about the corner kicks, and we do zonal marking, right? And on corners, I feel like everyone they just freeze.
Look, man, if we actually did like personal marking, nah, man, like you will actually be close to your guys. But there's times where you have guys literally making runs, and our defenders are clueless to where these guys are making runs,
especially on the back post too. Because there's been a couple that have just fallen at the back post. Guys are just standing there.
Yeah, I mean, there's I don't know. There's defensively, there's a lot of things. If you look at it both aspects, I mean, there's definitely a lot of things that we could improve, but defensively, I mean, that's where we're getting killed. If we're able to put away the goals now more than we were able to at the beginning of the season, but I mean, if we're giving up goals from corner kicks every 2-3 corner kicks, I mean, we're not going to be able to compete like that.
Yep.
So Felipe, someone tweeted him just random thing, about how this is going to affect Atlanta United because of the World Cup, and he said, summer 2026, expect Atlanta United to face a long stretch of road that summer. I mean, as far as I understand, Nations League is going to be every year, right? Like this is an every year tournament. So you're going to be able to like break like that they normally can. I think you can't take 2 months off of the season unless they don't do it at all that year. Yes.
What about the Leagues Cup, the brand new Leagues Cup?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, I mean that's what I was talking about. Yeah.
Okay.
I figured that's what. Yeah.
I would be fine with the Leagues Cup being during that. Cool.
There's a lot of things. Hold on, let me put this comment out here. Official mannequin of Atlanta United.
He freezes every time.
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel bad for Bobby, man. I don't know.
How many more games for Bobby? How many more?
But you don't be cool. Sorry, but where I was going with the Felipe thing was like it'd be really
Yeah.
cool. Like they've done this at the World Cup. Like they did this I think with the Women's World Cup, where like after it ended, they immediately had a game on like Fox at Mercedes-Benz. Like, and I think they did that for another. Like I think they did it twice. Like the one game against Seattle, I think that was like after the World Cup, and then there was another game with the Red Bulls. I don't remember what the two situations. Maybe one was after the Olympics. I don't remember. But like that'd be awesome if you like end the world, because obviously the the World Cup final won't be in the U.S. I meant the U.S. in Atlanta. But like afterwards, if you immediately had a game there, like I know they had like a watch party that everybody got to watch the final. Like that'd be really cool to like have like have a reason for a huge group of people to go down to Olympic Park, drink, hang out, watch the game probably there, or watch the game at the Benz. Then immediately, that'd be a good time.
Yeah. And we'll see if our new TV sponsor would do that.
Yeah, man. Yeah. You're right on cue, man. I like that.
Set up.
Yeah, no, definitely, man. Because I was already going into that. Nah, man. Honestly, I mean, you have a new deal with Apple TV starting next year for the next 10 years. I think it was like 250 per season or something like that. 250 million. I mean,
get rid of the cap.
Yeah.
A lot of money.
Yeah.
Well, you're getting Cellini in the league now, so like that's all you need. I mean, you're getting the names. I like.
You're supposed to get Messi next season. I mean, yeah, you're definitely getting big.
40% of the club.
Yeah.
I think it's a good deal. My worry is just the national outlook of MLS. Like, and I know there's not a ton of people that are just randomly flipping stations. Like, oh, Atlanta United is playing Portland on ABC. Like, I'm going to watch this. But I do think there's something to having a national TV aspect. Now, there's still something to be announced. So maybe Fox or ABC pick up some games. But like, I don't know. I think that's still a big part of the growth, because it'll be interesting to see, because bars don't always have access to show games at bars. Sometimes you have to buy like a bar package. You can't just buy an Apple TV package normally at like a bar, or like Peacock and things like that. So like I know there's a Manchester United bar here, and they weren't legally allowed to show one of the games that were on ESPN Plus. I think it was like the Europa game or whatever. They couldn't show it for whatever reason. They were being cheap and they didn't want to do it. So you have those things. So like it's curious to see, like, depending on the city, what they're going to pay to actually show these games, because I think that it's important. Because I think it's going to grow. Like, what's MLS Cup? Is MLS Cup going to be on Apple TV, but also on FS1 at the same time? Like, maybe they do both. Like, that's going to be interesting, because I still think those big games should be on another network as well to continue to grow. And like, I personally like going out to the bars and watching games. Like, here I'm watching most of the games on ESPN Plus. But like, if it's a game that's on ABC, like I call my friends and like, hey, let's go to a bar. Like, it's an opportunity to go out and watch the game somewhere.
Yeah.
So I'm interested to see what they do.
They could branch out. I mean, like ABC's doing a bunch of games on Sunday or whatever, but maybe it starts the Friday thing, because Apple's got Wednesday and Saturday. They're trying to play everyone at the same time. But the only thing I'll miss is like Kevin Egan and the guys. I mean, we have the best crew, but all the other ones are terrible. Like you go on the MLS Twitter and like someone scored a game winner, but they're the away team, and it's like, it's a goal, and that's all you get. It's just terrible.
Well, and that was the problem with ESPN Plus, because like in the NHL, you got a choice. You could watch the home feed or the away feed, so you got to choose.
And
you
MLB
to your announcers. Yeah, MLB. I mean, all that. Like, you're able to do that. MLS, ESPN Plus says home game or not, or the home team or nothing, and like that sucks, because there's some real bad announcers. New York FC, Jesus Christ. I mean, they're just absolutely terrible at what they do. So it's definitely it'll be interesting, but like, they're gonna have a ton of crews, right? Like they've got to have a lot if they're going to be showing all these games. So maybe there are still some home type announcers. I guess they haven't announced that yet, so it will be interesting to see. but maybe they pick up those options, and then maybe they do have, some announcers that, are home announcers for their home team. Like, I guess they haven't clarified it yet, and you haven't seen anybody, but that's another big thing is you could be losing some big announcers.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think personally, with the whole Apple TV subscription, it's just gonna be the fact that you're gonna be able to pay those, what is it, $4.99 per month, and you're gonna be able to get access to all of those games. I feel like that's where the catch is, like you're gonna have to pay for like how it is for like the MLB package, or how it was like, I don't know if you got, no, I don't Tommy, I know you said you were like more recent guy, and James, I know you were probably like 9 years old when I'm talking to you about this, but there was a time where I remember I used to have Dish as a cable provider, and you would have to literally pay, I think it was like over $100 or something to be able to watch, like, no, like as a whole subscription. But
that soccer package thing that they had, like it was like FS Soccer or something, or it was like Soccer Direct or something. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't remember the name specific, but yeah, it's like you had access to like the specific MLS, like I guess it was like to the local broadcaster that was showing the game, and you had access, but it was expensive. I mean, at that point, paying over $100, I mean, you were paying $30 for freaking Dish, and to pay $100, for something that you watch like 6 months. I mean, seasons were shorter at that time, so I mean, I'm talking about like 2005, 2007. So, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like that's where the catch is going to be, where you're going to have to pay more than those $4.99.
I don't think so. I think they're going to want to just get more viewers in general. It'll just be interesting to see like at bars and stuff, because like I talked about this before, but like Bally's, I'm a Hawks fan too, so like I pay the $100 a year to watch just the Hawks games on NBA TV. So I get to Atlanta, and the first time I go to Atlanta, the Hawks were playing, and I like went to some random bar while I was in town, and I said, "Oh, can you turn the Hawks game on?" They said, "We don't have Bally's." I'm like, "You're telling me I could watch it at home in Cleveland, but I can't watch it at a bar in Atlanta?" And then I come back for the opener, and we go to Hooters that says it's the official Hawks bar of Atlanta. I couldn't watch it. I said, "Can you turn it on?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, we don't have Bally's here." I'm like, "So you're the official bar of the Atlanta Hawks, and you don't show Hawks games?" They're like, "Yes." And I was like, "Fuck, I hate this country so much."
It's terrible. I mean, well, hey, I'm happy because season ticket holders get it for free. So
yeah, that's one of the
$60 deal, $60 deal, or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for the season ticket holders, definitely. I mean, that's huge. I mean, given the fact that I know I'm on one of the Facebook groups where they sell tickets all the time, and I know some people are out of state. They're not necessarily living in Atlanta, and obviously they're not able to watch the games, because of the stupid ESPN blackouts, ESPN Plus blackouts, which that's one of the things that we're not going to be having supposedly with Apple TV. I mean, personally for me, that's and like you said, Tommy, you're living out the region as well, so having to find a freaking bootleg illegal stream on YouTube. I mean, I don't know, man. And Bally as well.
I just paid. I just said screw it. Like I'm sick of crappy quality, trying to find the right stream that doesn't disappear. Like it can't get expensive, but like and Josh brings it up, it's getting expensive to be a soccer fan in this country, and it can. But like, I'm just gonna throw it out here, guys. Like, just buddy up with somebody and just share it. Like Peacock, I share with somebody. CBS, I share with somebody. Apple TV, I'm sure I'm gonna share with somebody. They're not smart enough to stop you from sharing accounts, so just find someone, split the price, and it ends up being like, maybe $10 each a month, like after you add it up. Like it's really not, like Peacock's cheap.
Man, you share it all in beers when you go out, right?
Yeah, I mean that's what we do. We just, I mean, and even YouTube TV. Like I have cable, and we share YouTube TV. We live in 2 different houses. I mean, he pays me 45. I think it's like $90 total of what we pay all together for everything. And he sends me $45 a month, and we just share all the logins. And hopefully, the FBI is not watching this. But
tip of the day with Tommy.
I mean,
yeah, I mean, but legitimately, just buddy up with somebody, and it doesn't have to be that expensive.
No, I know that. Yeah, I know the pep. Like, you know, I do that as well. Like, you know, my girl, you know, I think she uses the account from Xfinity, you know, from her parents' house, and I think like Disney Plus as well. And I mean, yeah, like, definitely. I mean, that's a smart idea. Like, seriously. Yeah, I mean, Silver's in. I could just pirate the games.
And they're always going
to be there on YouTube. They're terrible.
I only do that for boxing.
The quality, the video quality is just poor. Yeah, but yeah, you're watching it.
I gotta get it down. But you know, Matt talks about like the radio option that's going to be built into it. Like, I like that, like too, because you know, I mean, if the announcers suck and we don't know what we're getting, if the announcers suck, I'm down with listening. The only thing you don't get is the crowd noise, I guess, because you know they don't really have it all in there, but. I mean, that's going to be a nice option too, because I've tried that before, and it's hard to be able to sync it up perfect to match it up. So if it works and they do it effectively, I'm down.
Yeah. I mean, Apple TV is definitely going to be an upgrade from, I think, a lot of. I mean, I follow a lot of, I think it's Seattle guys, you know, just because there's one comment that I made, you know, about, you know, the success that Seattle had, and this freaking post went like viral, even like reporters from MLS like ended up retweeting it, and I was like, dude, it was just like one freaking comment, and I had all these Seattle guys like following me. A couple of LA guys that I follow, and I mean, overall, I feel like, you know, as you know, different fan bases from MLS, you know, they view this as a positive upgrade, you know, from what they had. I don't know what issues, you know, they have in their regions, but I know personally, you know, sometimes when you're watching Bally Sports, you know, even when I actually do have access to watching it, all of a sudden, you know, the game is on late or it ends up being switched out to something else. You know, it's just a hassle with Bally. I mean, I know Silver's probably going to be like, what the hell, you know, Bally is the gold and all this, but nah, man, I mean, personally, I feel like this overall for the MLS fans, this is going to be good.
I mean, they're invested financially pretty deep into this, so they're not going to screw around. And like, you know, ESPN Plus had the LAFC special, so you could see them doing some, you know, some specials on teams and maybe getting a little bit more of a background. They're going to do a Saturday night show like before, where that's going to be like amping you up for all the games, kind of similar to what they do before the NFL on Sundays. And then you're going to have that channel that you can put all the games on and watch them all at once. And like, you could do that with ESPN Plus right now. I don't know if a lot of people do, depending on what device you use, but like that's fun. Especially like on decision day, like that'd be badass to be able to have all the games on that you want, you can choose. So like if they do all that stuff, it's gonna, you know, I think that it's gonna be good. And you know, the other thing is that NFL is possibly going to Apple TV. That's been the rumor. They're offering a ton of money. So if they do that, that means every single bar is going to need Apple TV. Root for the NFL to get the Apple TV contract. And I don't think that all the problems that I talked about earlier are going to be a problem, because everybody's going to have to start getting Apple TV at their bars, because they're going to want to show the Sunday Ticket.
Yeah, but I mean, just kind of wrapping it up, I just still hope they have, you know, they do like one game on Friday night and then 2 games on Sunday, and then perfect.
Yeah, the national
like
games,
ESPN, yeah, with like ESPN and Fox, and then perfect.
Yeah. So, guys, going into the last subject, you know, before we head out, we have Atlanta United hosting Inter Miami this coming Sunday, June 19th on ESPN2.
Father's Day.
Yeah. So I mean, well, there's a lot of speculation whether we see some guys from the twos, whether I mean not speculation, but I feel like the fan base is hoping that some guys get a chance eventually, given the fact that we've have many injuries. I don't know. I just want to get your guys' opinion on whether some of these guys actually do get a chance eventually down the road on this season.
Emerson Hyman game. Let's go.
Yes, I'm ready.
Rossetto was hurt. That's
Yep.
what they said. They said he had a tweak. That's why he didn't play. So you probably see him play. And then the Sosa thing was interesting. Just in a COVID world, that reason why, because he brought up randomly in the post game that Sosa said he could play, but he had a fever the night before. And I thought that was interesting. So I don't know. But he said he wanted to play, so he got some game time. But what is something not going on with Sosa at this point in the season, right? Like It's like, okay, he had a fever now. Like,
is that another guy that we see leaving next season?
Maybe. I mean, I think that I think you got to make a decision on Ibarra or Sosa. I think you need to distribute that those U22 spots a little bit better. And I mean, we've got a lot of Heinze guys on this team, and I could see us lose a couple of those Heinze guys, right? Franco and Sosa, and maybe. And I think that they keep Ibarra. I think that the toughness that we need, and maybe he eventually grows into that, the type of player that is responsible physical wise. I mean, he's been very red cardy throughout his playing time here. Definitely close to it. But I think that you definitely see some Heinze guys out. I know people want to see Hyman out, but like Hyman's jacked now. Like he's definitely has gotten big, and I've always liked what he's provided. And I mean, people forget, like right before the MLS's back tournament, he had back-to-back game goals, and then we sucked after that, right? Like I can't say anything after that. But then he started looking decent those first couple games with Heinze. Like and Heinze liked him too. Like I think that he was a big fan of Hyman. And I think our only big issue with Hyman was the money, right? Like, and he took a pay cut. So, but now there's been rumors I've been seeing about Guzan and Hyman that maybe they extended their contracts a little bit more, but they had lower, average per year, which, who knows what happens with Guzan. But like, if we might have possibly invested more time into Hyman's contract for him to take that pay cut. So it'll be interesting to see when we find out about that, if we ever do, which usually we don't until they're gone. But I think Hyman's been a very reliable guy for two coaches, and we haven't seen what he could really do with Pineda. I mean, he's only been playing 10 minutes here and there, but I could see him being, if he's healthy, see him be one of those better players. He moves the ball forward. He could definitely do that. So I hope if Rossetto can't play, and even if Rossetto can play, I hope that at least we get 30 minutes out of Emerson.
Yeah. A couple things about this game. The positive impact of the AmFam Cup is obviously shown around here because I know all of our score predictions are going to be wins. I can tell. We have Zilf saying 4-1 score prediction. Josh said 3-1. I mean, look at the positivity from midweek. I like it. And then this is my interesting question. Are we going to go with the three up top, Cisneros on the left, Joseph, and then Araujo, or are we going to go Dom and Joseph off top? Because I don't. That feels like the big question going into this one.
Look, man, I repeat, man. I say repeat. Cisneros for me. I don't know. I feel like Joseph, going back to a comment that I said, earlier, that he's able to distribute the ball well. And then you have Araujo on the right, and you have Cisneros on the left. You have speed on both sides, man. And I feel like Joseph, we saw that role that he played, being picking out those passes against Pachuca. But I mean, I feel like you got to repeat, man. I feel like that chemistry was there where they were understanding each other well and picking out the runs, the right spaces to run into. Me personally, I feel like you have to, man.
We did say this after the Open Cup win, and I think we did a stinker the next one. So I just want to throw something out there that we did. Well, Dom did get hurt and then didn't even travel for that game. I remember
red card
after
and
having
the red
a
card.
nice, yeah. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what we do here. I like Dom coming in late. Like I think that he did a pretty good job coming in, but it's going to be interesting to see what we do for the next 3 weeks. But I'm hoping whatever we do for the next 3 weeks, we can consistently throw out there, like not keep changing it up, like just have that set lineup, like miss the days of, DeBoer and Tata, where you pretty much knew the lineup every game. You knew who was coming in, and like you'd get that random, like, oh shit, Bello's starting. But it's been pretty much a crapshoot of who's going to come in.
I mean, Dom has scored in the last 3 games. I don't know,
man. He
leading scorer.
He's so underrated, man. I mean,
that was a good finish.
A lot of people give him crap about his attitude and all that, but I mean, the guy shows out on the field, man. He's definitely showing out with the season for us.
Yeah, but I can see the impact of the 20 minutes of Dom Dwyer.
I'm not going to yell at you. I've been negative on some stuff. I'm not always positive. I'm not Jason Longshore, overly positive about every single thing. But it's I say 2-1. But I'd say the only thing that you have to worry is just doing exactly what we did in Columbus and allowing an early goal. This team needs to get back to scoring first. They don't need to do this fancy shit. They need to avoid allowing corners at all costs. But they just need to go out there and do exactly what they did in this game this midweek. Go out, attack, just keep moving forward. Don't be fancy about it. Just control the ball, move forward, and go from there. But anytime you get down early, teams have always liked to just park the bus at the bends, and Atlanta's always had trouble getting past it. Doesn't change right now, and not having Pineda's not even in the game. He's not even coaching the game. There's always one comment. There's always one damn comment. He's not even coaching the game.
And by the way, Zilf said 4-1, and Thiago Almada is not playing, by the way.
Yeah.
We forgot about that. And by the way, 4-1-2-2, who plays left mid? Who do we have to play left mid? All we have on the left is Caleb Wiley and Cisneros, maybe. Are we forgetting we don't have the best player in the world as well?
Yeah, we did forget.
We should get 3 points, though. We should get 3 points.
I mean, realistically, yeah. But I mean, I don't know, man. Miami's one of those teams that, either they could be just complete garbage or they're going to come and score off 2 corners.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we go on the road, right, after this? I think it's like a 2-game road trip, or maybe 3. We go to Toronto. Oh yeah, it's a 3-game road trip. You go Toronto, Red Bulls, and New York FC. Like, this is a game. This is a must-win. In my book, like you need to before you're going on the road. And it's a Saturday, Thursday, Sunday road trip. Like, it's going to be a long one, and it's going to be rough. So they need to win this because, you're not getting Almada back until the New York FC game, and Almada's never played on the thumbnail of a field before. So
he can work with in those spaces though, which.
Sure. I hear that every time we go and play New York FC in their stadium. Oh, this guy could do this. This guy could do that.
Yeah, we can work in that. No, not really. Especially when we just pass it to the corner every single time anyway.
Aruju was the worst player in that playoff game. Like, the absolute
Everyone
worst.
was.
He didn't show up. at all.
I mean, he couldn't even like start running
No.
anywhere because I mean, everybody like that is
Rigged.
just an absolute like a player like
Rigged.
Aruju is completely useless in a stadium like that. So it'll be good to have a fresh Almada, I guess, in that game.
But I mean, yeah, and also with Emerson Hyman, I think he's guaranteed now that Joseph is going to be the captain, and now you don't have the Rossetto captain crap to deal with anymore. So he'll be able to get in there.
You say the captain crap?
Yes, dude. Just because he's captain doesn't mean he has to play, okay?
Yeah, no, I don't disagree. I don't disagree.
Yeah, I mean, we had Anton Walks being the captain last year. I mean, and I
Which
feel
we
like
should
he
have
was
now.
just...
We should have him now as well. And protect him.
Come on, let's not talk about players that are gone, guys. If not, we're going to start.
Come on, Jake Mulroney should have been the captain. Everybody, the best
Barco
player on the team.
Yeah, Barco should be in Barcelona when the transfer a couple years ago. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, man. All right, well, guys, we are on our way out. We've already been here for an hour. Thank you for all the people that were on here commenting. Matt, Josh, Soph. I don't know who else, but thank you, for the ones that were on here, for the ones that are going to be watching this later on as well. James,
1-0 score prediction, real quick. I didn't do it. So 1-0.
2-1.
2-1.
I said 3-1.
3-1. Okay. I'm going 1-0 because I'm trying to get it right. I'm not trying to. That's what I'm thinking. Unless Campana saves them again.
It's tough, man. I don't know, but like I said, thank you for all, for your time. I like that kit, by the way. I like that US kit.
Thank you. Oh.
No, not that.
I did that on purpose. I knew you were talking to it. I did on purpose.
All right, man. See you guys, man.
Oh, you're just burn that thing.
No, it's nice.
Burn it on Twitter Live or something. Like, start a video.